Hello guys, Silicon Fox here with a very special treat for you. Now, most creators don't get an opportunity like I have gotten here, so I am looking at the Super V device, and this is an embargo video. So by the time you watch this, CES has been done for maybe a month by now. Either way though, maybe the Kickstarter or campaign might be up. I have no details about that. All I have right now is the device and a few, like half an hour or so to play with it. So I want to give you my initial impressions of it and why I think this actually might be the better buy for most people, especially if you don't need the full power of Strix Halo. But before we get into performance, I first want to start with the build quality itself. And it shouldn't sound like a surprise, but it is the same as the Super X. Not much has changed except for the port selection. All right, so it's gonna be hard for you to see, but we've actually got an HDMI, two USB 4 ports, a USB A port, which is great. Then if we come to the other side, you're gonna be looking at what I believe is a micro SD card slot, display out, which is great, display port, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is, another mini SSD port, which I should not be surprised about as they are really trying to push that form factor. Folio keyboard's the same. Everything pretty much, the outside chassis is the same, minus a few differences on the port selection. But before I forget, this model does not have support for the Frostbay AIO. So if you look up here, you will notice that there is nothing connecting it to the internals, right? This is only an air-cooled device, which makes sense because of the processor it's running, which is the Core Ultra X7 358H. Now, when we talk about core counts and topography, you're looking at 16 CPU cores with a 12xe3 iGPU from Intel. That's the Arc B390. And I'm not allowed to tell you performance numbers like from games and benchmarks, as One X still wants to do some fine tuning and drivers aren't exactly ready by now. But what I can talk about is that watt for watt, clock for clock compared to the 395 in say a game like Cyberpunk, if it takes you, let's say 50 or so watts to hit 60 FPS on that machine, using about 30 to 40% less power, it's gonna still get you to 60 FPS. This model actually tops out at 65 watts, which you can see in the One X console, which I can't pull up. Like, the device works, but again, this is an embargo video during CES, so they really don't want me playing with it until, I get my own review unit, fingers crossed. Now, aside from that, the reason I think this model might be more compelling to most people is it, to the touch, is really, really cool. Now, I did get a demo of it kind of running like full bore and how that felt. And you can tell that it's CNC aluminum, right? It's gonna dissipate a little heat, it'll be a little warm, but compared to the 395, even at like the same TDP, it was not the same kind of heat output, right? It was actually quite crazy to feel this model, like the back towards the fans and radiator. So I'm really looking forward to the efficiency gains on this, and we shouldn't be surprised. This is Intel, right? Pantherlake, great chipset. So many great things that I just cannot talk about because some things are still embargoed, but I look forward to doing more videos on it. I just kind of wanted to get ahead of the curve, as I think it's gonna take a little time by the time this video goes out for Super V information to come out. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the Onexplayer Discord. I'll answer as many as I'm allowed to, as I can. I'll have a ton of pictures. I'll make sure that everything is just prim and proper so we can pretty much know what we're buying into. Though, well, I will say it's for price. Don't quote me on this, but I do not think you guys will be, let's say, disappointed by what One X does with this. So there's a lot to be excited about. So much more time for it to hit retail, but I just want to get ahead of the curve and I want to keep you guys informed. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, push it out. Help me to get ahead of the curve some more and just keep you guys informed. It's been a lot of fun. The CES is got me running ragged, up and down the strip, but I'm glad that it's kind of coming to a close and I'll get more time to test favorite products like this. So feel free to keep up with me and see you guys later. Bye.